Yeah, it does feel really good. You get really nervous going outside your like day-to-day routines, and especially something like singing and in front of people, and even posting stuff like I do online. It's really nerve-wracking because you don't know if people are going to like it.
So hopefully nothing happens here, but we're at the Paso Robles Podcast, and it's really bugging me that I can see glitches. I don't know if the final product is going to be like that, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I have today Casey Anglin. He is a local musician in Paso Robles, and I'll let you kind of introduce yourself a little bit more. Tell the audio, the people watching, listening a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Let's see. I've never done a podcast, so my name's Casey Anglin. I'm 33 years old. I feel like I'm in an AA meeting.
Hi, Casey.
I'm an addict. Let's see. I've been playing music my whole life. I took a long break for a while, raising the kids. But I picked it up only about maybe 2 years ago. Only knew like 3 or 4 songs, complete songs. I could do like little bits and pieces of other songs, but never could finish one. And I had a guy that I met up at the lake. His name's Chris Jensen. He kept inviting me to come to Mike nights, and I kept saying, "Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah. And then I wouldn't show up. I'd get too scared and wouldn't go. And then he'd be like, "Just come out here. Just come watch." I'm like, "All right, I'll be there." And I wouldn't show. And finally, he's like, "You're coming.
No,
come to the open mic night." And he's like, "You don't have to play, but just show up." And cruised over there, and he's like, "Yeah, you're gonna do 1 or 2." And so I was like, "Okay." And I remember drinking like a good little like a flask of Jack Daniels and being completely sober because I was so nervous. And I played the 3 songs that I knew, and then just instantly fell in love with it. And from there, it was like I learned 4 songs, and then 10 songs, and then I had an hour set list, and now I got a 4-hour set list, and just.
So you play for 4 hours straight at an event?
I've played one time. I played a 4-hour set list. I have a 4-hour set list.
Okay.
I like to stick it around 2.
Got it.
Just because it gets pretty tiring.
So I don't think I caught the first name. Chris Jensen. That's the guy who told you to come out and sing. Mm-hmm. How did he know you sang?
It's actually Chris Jenkins.
Chris Jenkins. Okay.
Chris Jenkins.
Okay, Chris Jenkins. How did he know that you had this ability? Which I'll put it in the show links or something, like your profile page and stuff like that.
All right.
But so how did he know, like, oh, this guy sings? Was he like over at your house and you just happened to be in the shower at that time? Like, what's going on?
Just kind of peeping in the shower. No, actually,
I mean listening, not peeping.
You gotta have the dance moves too, you know.
Oh, that's true.
No, actually, he'd never heard me sing. Didn't even know that I could play guitar, but we were talking. He works at the gas station up at the lake. Mm. And for a very short time, he worked at the jail for San Luis Obispo County, where I work. And so I'd seen him once before, and I walked into the gas station one day to get my daily Red Bull, and he's just sitting behind the counter playing his 12-string guitar and just jamming on an amplifier. And I'm like, "You have the coolest job in the world." And he's like, "Oh, I'm retired. I just do this for fun." And he's like, "Do you play?" And I was like, "Yeah, I sometimes play." And this is before I'd even picked it back up. And I was like, "Yeah, I play a little bit." And we started talking about guitars, and then I played his 12-string horribly because I'd never played a 12-string before. But yeah, he just went off of what I was saying. I told him I could play, and that I knew a couple songs singing, and that was it. He just trusted me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I remember meeting him, and he was like super stoked that you were, performing. Because at the time when I met you, we were trying to do open mic night at the theater because we had a theater available. And we're like, we got to figure something else out for the theater other than movies. But he was all like, "Oh, this guy's a real deal" and stuff like that. Like, how do you feel when you get that kind of like feedback?
It feels really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel really good. You get really nervous going outside your like day-to-day routines, and especially something like singing and in front of people, and even posting stuff like I do online. It's really nerve-wracking because you don't know if people are going to like it.
Right.
And you kind of got to get over it and just do it for fun and not really worried about what other people are going to think, because people are going to judge no matter what. Even if it sounds good, somebody's going to say something terrible about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it felt really good here from him, and then the feedback from the beginning, I think, is what started it. Because when I got off, everybody was excited, and I was like, okay, so I didn't do horrible.
Yeah.
I didn't get anything thrown at me.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like,
what the hell?
What the hell, man? And I was like, what? Yeah. And all of a sudden, now all the nerves are coming down, and the whiskey's starting to kick in, and I'm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know I owe it all to Chris. I wouldn't have started doing this if it wasn't for Chris. And the movie theater was fun. I remember coming out there that one night, and it was a good time.
Yeah. This episode is sponsored by Del Pueblo Furniture in Paso Robles. Skip the credit card headache. Talk to Roger and get 0% in-house financing on quality furniture you'll love. Visit them at 1030 Railroad and 10th Street, or call 805-239-5942. That's Del Pueblo Furniture. Comfort you want, payments you can handle. Y sí, se habla español. Just ask for Roger. So you started playing what venues? Where are you playing now, and what's the goals for like the next steps?
I started after that just at the pizza place on Fridays or whenever they'd take me. And at the time it was like I'd play for maybe $100 and a pizza. I'd give the kids pizza. They'd give me beer, a pizza, and $100. And then as I started getting better and more people would show up, it was, $200. And then now my hourly rate is at least $200 depending on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But it started as just a pizza place. And then when B-Rock opened up, that was really fun. And since I live up at the lake, it was right down the street. Both of them didn't have to go far. But now I'll usually do Cal Coast once a month if they have me. That's one of my favorite places to go. Justin Rendondo, he's the one that got me set up with Cal Coast and even got me to go on tour with Tyler Braden.
Oh, wow.
Just in the California shows that he did with Clay from Six Strings for Freedom. And those guys are all really cool. Owe all that to Justin. So if he watches this, couldn't have done it without him. But yeah, it's Calco's, Barrel House, a couple other places in town. I noticed you had Brett Saberhagen on here.
Oh, yeah.
The other day. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to see him this weekend to do another event for him.
Okay.
I did the Saber Wings last year. And that was really cool. I got to meet Kelly Lovelace and... oh my God, why can't I'm just totally blanking? Neil Thrasher. And they're both songwriters for Aldine and Kenny Chesney and more names than I probably even know.
So as you're meeting all these people, like what's going through your mind? Like, are you trying to stay in contact with them? Like, or is it just like a pleasure meeting them and then you kind of keep going? Oh no,
I'm trying. I Brett actually got me in touch with Tully Kennedy, who is the bass player for Aldine.
Okay.
And I got to talk to him on the phone, and, I did a cover for a John Morgan song who's coming up right now under Aldine or with their guys. And he sent me a song that he hadn't put out yet, and he asked me to cover it. I covered it, sent it back to him. He said he liked it and that we'd be in touch, and they wanted to bring me out to Nashville, but things happen. So I know they're on tour, and they probably there's a million people out there that are so much better anyways. So they probably found...
I mean, you're pretty good, dude. Like compared to, so I was in choir. So I can hear people like a little bit, right? Do I have the knowledge on how to execute and how to help them? No, probably not. But like when I hear somebody singing, you're the singer. Like you compared to a lot of people that I hear in this area who are, doing something similar country, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this guy, like even Casey Anglin, your name sounds like a country music star.
I'll take it.
So like for me, and I get frustrated for you almost. Like you should be doing way more because I think you're that good. So then my question comes to you is like, so what's your plan for the future?
The plan is to take this thing as far as it can go. I like my job. I like where I'm at.
Where are you at, by the way?
I'm with San Luis Obispo County Sheriff's Department.
Oh, okay.
I'm a correctional deputy.
Okay.
Yeah, so I work in the jail, work in custody.
There you go.
I mean, I can have fun doing anything. You can give me a fly swatter and a lawn chair, and I'll find something to do. But it's a good job, and I do enjoy it. And being in that department, retiring out of there wouldn't be so bad. But it's not my dream.
Yeah.
The dream is to take this as far as I can. I can't commit all my time to it as of right now because I'm still raising the kids and, they got sports. They got softball and baseball. So, but the time's coming where I'm going to have nothing but time. So I'm just, slowly working my way out. I'm not, quitting my job and moving to Nashville tomorrow, but I am still pursuing it. I'm not going to give up until eventually something happens.
What would the number be for somebody to come to you and be like, all right, pick up and move with your kids and whoever needs to be with the kids too? What would your number be?
It would just have to be a little more than what I'm making now, but it wouldn't work. We have too many ties here, and the kids' mom and I, we split around the same time I started doing music again. That's kind of what also helped me pick it back up. It kind of saved me in a way.
Yeah.
But she'd never let that happen. So, but hey, I mean, there's so many good people in Nashville. From what I've been told, is a lot of them are trying to get signed in LA.
Oh, really?
And there's so many people in Nashville. It's that typical move to Nashville, play in the bars, and try to make it. And it's just every corner there's somebody trying to make it. And there's so many good people too. Like it's crazy the talent that's out there. But yeah, I got a hold of one of the guys that was on the Tyler Braden tour. His name's Christian Rich, and he's a really good guy. He's got a buddy in LA that has a management company that they're trying to get me set up with. So if that works and I don't have to go, any farther than LA to work.
To just perform, right? Or to record and perform.
To perform would be cool, and I could go on the road and go places. But to uproot and go to Nashville and live there full time, I couldn't do it. So if I could stay in Paso and just make trips back and forth to LA as far as the behind the scenes stuff, I'll still be able to do the shows and go on tour, but there's no way I can just move to the other side of the country as much as I'd love to.
This episode is brought to you by Rad Scooter Deli on 6th Street. Craving something delicious in Paso Robles? Rad Scooter Deli on 6th Street has you covered. Enjoy tasty sandwiches, fresh salads, and smoothies like the Banana Nut Blast, my personal favorite. Kick back on the covered patio, sip on a cold beer and wine, and enjoy the easy parking. Order online for pickup or dine-in. And here's a treat. Use promo code PODCAST for $5 off your next order. That's PODCAST for $5 off your next order. Open daily from 6:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Rad Scooter Deli. Local flavor, fast and fresh. Yeah. So as far as like performing here, how do those conversations go with you? Is it Chris still booking you, or do you go through Chris, or do they talk to you directly? Like if somebody wanted to hire you to go do a 2-hour set or whatever, they just talk to you like, hey, how much is it?
Yeah. So right now they would just reach out through me. I actually made like a bunch of, when you get excited to do something new, you start pumping out business cards. This is my life now. So I made a bunch of business cards, and I only put my email address on it because I didn't want to put my phone number just in case if somebody from work, somebody that's living at the jail finds it. I don't want anybody having my phone number. Two things about me that you've already learned. I'm horrible at texting.
That's okay.
I'm even worse at reading my emails. So I haven't checked my music email in months.
Oh, that'd be funny if you have like one big producer just sitting in there.
I tried out for The Voice, and that was back in like April last year.
Yeah.
I put a video out, and I was like, I'm never going to hear anything back. And I get a call from a guy named Chris Wade, who was one of the like casting guys on there, and he's like, hey man, or a text. He sent me a text, and my girlfriend had just moved into a house in Templeton, and I'm like trimming the hedges on her house and just like weed whacking and leaf blowing, and get this random text, and this guy's like, hey man, this is Chris Wade from The Voice, and we've been sending you emails. If you don't want to do it, just tell us and we'll leave you alone. And I'm like, wait a minute, like I want to do it.
Yeah.
And so I started texting him back, and then I made it through the next round. I had to send him a couple more videos, and then I made it. The final round I went through was when they picked the people that actually get to go
on the show.
Yeah. So I didn't make it past that round.
Interesting.
Yeah. It might have been my fault. Like I said, there's so many talented people out there, but the videos I sent, they wanted like outfit changes, and they wanted to see like your stage presence. And I'm like, I just wore a flannel and jeans, and I was sitting on the back of a side-by-side just like jamming in the canyon on my property. I'm like, I could change my hat if you want me to, but
I'm guessing is because like the type, I don't know, all the scenarios where you're singing a different song or just outfit changes. That's a little weird.
Well, no, I mean it was probably a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like I said, there is a lot of talent out there, and
Yeah.
a lot of people have the look, the sound, the help, and they're just when you hear of certain people, you're like, they've got it. Whatever it is, they've got it. So with all the people submitting videos, I'm sure that there was so many people that they liked, but there's always going to be the ones that stand out. So I wasn't surprised I was surprised that I even got a text back or a call or an email.
Interesting.
But yeah, back to, sorry, I got the worst ADD ever. So I just kind of, but yeah, contacting me for music is all I do now through Instagram or TikTok. And, but the people that book me regularly know, you got to probably call me because I won't look at the texts. I have I don't even know how many, 8,000 unread text messages.
Oh, seriously?
It's bad.
Oh my
I have
goodness.
over 70,000 unread emails, and I know a lot of it's like, I've had the same email address since I was in high school. So
oh wow.
it's just,
what is it?
just CaseyJamesAnglin@gmail.com. I had to get rid of it was like Skate for Life 3221 for the longest time. And then I remember leaving high school, they're like, you need to make a professional email address.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I know a few people who had some really embarrassing emails. At the time, they thought it was cool. Like, I don't know. I don't want to say it, but it was something 69, and I'm just like, why is 69? And it was, and I was like, what, 15, 16 myself. I didn't know what 69 meant.
Yeah.
And then later on, I'm like, why would you have that in your email?
It's always the dudes that are like surf every day, 420, 69.
I don't know why I can't get a job with that email.
Right?
So you perform locally. I feel like I've seen some open mic nights. You ever try to do those? Like Pine Street Saloon or?
I've actually never performed at Pine Street or like anywhere. It's hard to get in town, like living up at the lake.
Yeah, that's true.
And then also having my kids. So I work, my schedule's 4 on, 3 off, 3 on, 4 off. And then when I'm not working, I have my kids for the 50-50 custody. So they're my shadows. I mean, they're here. So. They go with me everywhere. So I'm not going to bring them to Pine Street. And unless I can get somebody to hang out with them, wherever I play has to be like Barrel House. It's a kid-friendly Calcos. They know my kids by now. And they're like, you guys need anything? Like, I don't want to take them where people are just, getting shit housed.
Getting sloshed.
Yeah. I have done some karaoke at Pine Street, though. I got a buddy that likes to.
Oh, really?
He's like the karaoke king, and he likes to go out and do that. It's actually how I met my girlfriend. We were doing karaoke at the Club Car Bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Santos Bros Plumbing. Are you in need of a dependable and effective plumber you can trust? Look no further than Santos Bros Plumbing, your trusted local plumbers in Paso Robles, California. Call them now at 805-360-4679. That's Santos Bros Plumbing. That's funny. Yeah, I just I've been thinking about going karaoke because I like to sing for fun, stuff like that. And when they look at me, they never go, "Oh, this guy can sing. He's a big dude, big Mexican dude, whatever." Like, and then I'm over here singing like John Legend. And
Dude, that'd be cool. I want to come watch.
I'll let you know when I go down because I do plan on having a little bit more fun. But it's one of those things where like. It's surprising how good I am. However, like I tell myself like if I would have put effort when I was younger, who knew, right? Who knew where I would have been? Do you ever have those thoughts yourself? Like, because you knew you liked to sing. Like if you told yourself, if I was 18, 17, I picked up the guitar and started like jamming out and like really pumping it out, like where would I be today? Do you ever have those thoughts?
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah, I mean, if you could put all your time into it, I mean, if you want to do something, you have to.
Yeah.
Where I'm at right now, I can't just drop what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I wish I could. But it just, sometimes life doesn't work like that. But yeah, I was in all kinds of different bands. I was in like rock bands, reggae bands, punk bands.
Really?
Yeah, all through middle school and high school. I grew up, my dad has a horse ranch in Oxnard. So only a few of my friends knew that I would, go cowboy on the weekends. Yeah. But I'd always try to hide it. Like I didn't,
Why did you try to hide it?
Because I grew up in Ventura. It's like a little surf skate town. And, there was like a few kids that went to my high school that would wear like the Boot Barn belt or the Boot Barn buckles. And, they'd wear their boots like outside of their jeans. And it just was like, I'd just be at school just like laughing. And I'm like, I'm sitting there trying to not dress like that. Yeah. But then on the weekends, I'm jumping in my gear and going and either going to my uncle's ranch and helping to move cattle or, riding with my dad. He actually just sold his horse, but he was riding with the Ventura County Sheriff's Posse for years. But yeah, I mean, I've always been in music, always played. My mom sang, she went to Northridge for music. And when I was younger, she'd always try to get me just to play my guitar with her because they got me in lessons when I was in like 4th grade.
Oh, wow.
And always played guitar, and I'd always be too embarrassed to play with her. Like she'd be like, come on, let's just go jam. I'll play piano, you play guitar. Yeah. And I never sang, ever. And then just throughout the years playing with all these different bands, never sang. So I had no idea that I could sing. And it wasn't until these last couple of years that I just tried singing. Never did a voice lesson, never did anything other than that. I still can't read music. Like I can't read music for guitar.
Do you want to learn how to read music for guitar and stuff like that? Because at some point, like you'll have sheet music in front of you if you're trying to record. I'm assuming. I could be wrong. I mean, I've never been in that situation.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure it would be less stressful, and that way people can just be like, "We'll look over this."
They're gonna be like, "All right, we're gonna start with an F sharp or whatever." And you're like,
"Oh no! If you tell me, I know where it's at."
Oh, okay.
But I can't look on a
sheet. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like looking at chords, stuff like that. Like I can figure it out, but like sheet music and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at, but I can hear a song, and then pick the guitar and I'll know right where it's at. Okay, which is to me cool. It's kind of nice because I'm not like I play with some guys that they have to have sheet music, and there's other people that sheet music messes them up. Like if I'm trying to follow something, that's when I mess up. But if I just like kind of close my eyes and zone out, I'm good.
This episode is sponsored by Western Janitor Supply. They have cleaning supplies and equipment for any workplace. Call today at 805-238-2112. They provide an extensive line of chemicals, paper products, and floor equipment. Again, that's Western Janitor Supply, located in downtown Paso Robles. That's what you ever hear Charlie Puth has like perfect pitch or something like that? Like
really?
Yeah, so they'll be like ding, and he's like, "Oh, that's a C, whatever," and or what? I don't know what the notes. Like was it A B C D E F G, right? Are all the notes? I'm like going blank right now. Right, A B C and A B C D E F G, right? And then there's a couple of them that you.
Then you have your sharps and minors.
Sharps and minors, and there's a couple like. Yeah. B sharp that doesn't exist. You just technically go to C or something like that. But
there's a B minor.
There's a B minor.
I play that one a lot.
But oh man, what was I going with that thought? Oh, so Charlie Puth, he has like a perfect pitch, and then like because he'll people. Oh, yeah, I heard you have perfect pitch. Yeah, how about this sound? And they'll have a pitch monitor or whatever, and they'll hit something and it E something whatever, and he goes, "Oh yeah, it's an E."
That's pretty cool.
And I'm just like, what the.
That'd be pretty cool to be able to do that.
Yeah. So when you say like you can hear a guitar and like later like just pick up kind of where they left off, like have you challenged yourself that way? Like, hey, play a song on like Spotify and see if you can like duplicate it.
I've never like challenged myself, but like when we jam with friends and stuff, like one of my favorite things to do is jam with my buddy Taylor. Taylor Boyle, he actually owns Perlu Landscaping. I'll shout him out.
There you go.
Great work, great guy. One of the nicest guys I've ever met. Also, one of the first people that I jammed with when we moved here because music was a no-go. Every time I'd bring it up in my marriage, it was like, not the time. There wasn't much support at all for it, which, I had a job to do and kids to raise, but...
What is it, Footloose or something?
It's
like, so bringing it up as a career or bringing it up as like, don't you dare sing in this house? Like,
no, not like that. Okay. No, I wasn't like being threatened or anything, but yeah, every time I'd be like, hey, I kind of want to pursue music again, and be like,
okay,
like,
sit back down.
I'll jam. But Taylor, when I play with him, he just kind of picked up the guitar recently, and he's phenomenal, and he can read music. He has a good ear for it, but when we'll play, he'll start he'll read some sheet music and he'll start playing a song, and then I'm like, oh, that's how that goes.
Yeah.
Like I would have never even tried to play that song, but then I'll watch him play it, and then I'll start playing it with him. And so just jamming with him, I'll pick up 3 or 4 new songs from my set list because he started playing them, and I figured out through him. But when he would have a song going, I would just hear it and start playing. And then like I have a bunch of guitars, and I brought one over to my girlfriend's house, and she can't do anything without music. Like she calls me a serial killer if I'm in the car for more than like 2 minutes driving without music playing.
Oh, really?
But she'll have like Taylor Swift on or Morgan Wallen or anybody in between. And I'll just grab my guitar and I'll just start playing along with it. She'll just sit there and like,
why did you learn that song? Like,
I don't know how. Yeah, exactly.
So you're Nick Cannon in Drumline.
I don't know.
You ever seen Drumline?
I think like once. It was Disney Channel, right? Or no, it's not a Disney movie. It's Nickelodeon?
I mean, Nick Cannon, I don't know if he's considered Nickelodeon, but I'll have to look into that. I want to say Disney for some reason.
I think it's Disney Channel.
Yeah, but he's a drummer in the band or whatever, and his thing was he never learned sheet music, so he got as far as he could, and then when they were like had the machine recording him play whatever, and it was printing out every single note he hit, and they're like, oh my god. He's like, oh, who's that? And he's like, that's you. That's your, what you hit. He's like, oh, so you know how to read sheet music? Nope.
Yeah, I do remember bits and pieces now. Didn't they like wreck a car? The girlfriend wrecked some girl he liked, right? Like wrecked the car, and then
probably
she got him to fix it. Yeah, I don't know why I remember those details, but
no, that's Love Don't Cost a Thing.
Whatever.
That's a different movie. He's a nerd and wanted to be cool, so she started dating him. And that's a remake of I want to say Love Doesn't Cost a Thing, and then they just put a little spin to it. Love Don't Cost a Thing because it's more gangster, I guess.
That's more Nick Cannon.
No, it's more Nick Cannon.
It is Nick Cannon, though, right? Okay, well, then I don't feel so bad.
Yeah, he gets all cocky at the end, and Christina Milian is the female lead in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was a little off.
Yeah, I mean, essentially the same thing, right?
Yeah.
But no, so as you're telling me these things, oh, so you're Nick Cannon from Drumline, and that's pretty much what happened. Is like he can pick up a sound and just start going off it and then improve on it or whatever. He's went. What's it called when you go rogue? Fuck.
Drummers do it all the time.
Yeah, go rogue. Yeah.
I think it is going rogue.
Going rogue, yeah. And it's like. So he would do that, and then he pissed off. Obviously, the story is you learn your lesson to be a teammate rather than, a competitor, even for the people who are trying to help you.
Yeah.
All this stuff. So, I mean, I wish I had that kind of ability to pick it up, and I mimic a little bit. If I hear somebody singing, like I'm not trying to make fun of them, but I can try, almost mimic them a little bit, and then I lose it after like 30 seconds, and I'm like, okay, I can't do it anymore. Like when the Muppets movie came out, it was like, and Kermit the Frog was singing "Over the Rainbow." Like I can sing "Over the Rainbow" sounding like Kermit the Frog.
Do it.
Somewhere over the rainbow. Oh, yeah. And so I can mimic those things. Lilo and Stitch. Stitch. Like,
yeah. We actually went and watched that movie the other night in Theater 1, where we always did the open mic nights. And I walked in, I was like, I've played in here before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's speakers right behind here. Yeah. This episode is brought to you by the White Wave Wellness. Choose to live a healthy and fulfilling life. Wellness is more than being free from illness. It is a process of change and growth towards a mentally and physically healthy lifestyle. Reach out to Jennifer Hale to learn more about how this water can change your life. So you came on the show, and I'm happy because I want people to know who you are, and obviously there's things that like kind of prevent you a little bit of blowing up because you have your kids here and stuff like that. So I guess what would you like to tell people and what your goals are? Like how do you, where can they find you? Of course, Cow Coast, Barrel House, talk to the owners and let them know, hey, we want Casey Anglin, just try to convince them that way. Because I'm serious, dude, you're really, really good. And it's just, I wish circumstances were better where you can just take off.
It'll get better. Yeah. I mean, everything happens in due time. You know, I truly believe that I'm not in control of my own fate. So if God willing and I'm lucky enough, then that's where I'll end up. No. If not, then it wasn't the plan. I hope it is. You know, I'm going to do everything I can for it, but you know, sometimes you don't get what you want. But you can find me on Instagram and TikTok. And I like to post on my stories, like where I'm playing. Again, I'm also horrible at posting stuff, so I need like somebody that'll do all my Instagram stuff.
You need that social media assistant or something.
I do. I really do. Like I played. Where did I just play? I did. Oh my gosh! I did the Salinas Valley Fair. I posted it like 3 minutes before I was going on stage because I forgot. And then I just did the 4th of July up at Oak Shores, and I posted it like the morning of.
Like, I'll be here, and like nobody had a chance to plan.
And I've known about it for months. But I'm trying to get better at posting where I'm going to be. I don't have many booked coming up just because I've been trying to do like the behind the scenes stuff. So I've got 3 new songs that I'm going to record on the 25th next month. And that's with another shout out, Middle Ridge Studios. Guy's name is Cian. He's really cool, really good guy. He helped me put the 5 that I have on iTunes right now.
Oh, okay.
Just me and an acoustic guitar. And so I've been kind of trying to do the background stuff because I need to get something else out there that has a band behind it, or at least something that's got a little more catchy that people are going to want to hear all the time. Because when I first started playing, people would be like, "How do I find you?" And I'd be like, TikTok.
Yeah, Casey Anglin at TikTok.
Look me up on TikTok. And then they'd be like, okay. So I wanted to just put something on iTunes or Spotify that people could find.
Interesting.
So it was really quick, but he did a great job on him. So I was very thankful for that. But I will be recording some music with them.
Are you doing covers or originals?
Originals. So I have 5 originals on iTunes, but it's just me and an acoustic, very, very minimal editing. And these next 3 will also be originals.
Okay.
So, but you can find me on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud. I think it went on there. I don't know. I did it through a website and it posts through all the.
I mean, I wish I knew how to do all that too, because you know I know how to do the podcasting thing, how to get on Spotify and iTunes and stuff like that, or Apple technically. But it's just it's funny when you start talking about the music part. It's like I don't know how to I don't know where to go.
I just went through TuneCore, and then it was like, oh, set up your Spotify and your iTunes profile. Yeah. And that's as far as I got. I can't do it. I can't figure it out. I don't know computers. So I'm like, I need to go on and make a little profile with a picture.
And just go back to CDs from the trunk of your car or something.
I would. I would do that.
Yeah. So the fair is coming up. They have a stage for free concerts. You ever think about trying to get on there?
I would love to. I did the fair 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
On the small one, the little
off to the side,
a little bar like the open stage, and that was fun. And then I tried to do a national anthem for one of the events last year, and they said no. But I also had never done it, so I was glad that I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because now I've done it 6 times. I just did it for our sheriff's rodeo.
Oh, okay.
This year, and that was fun. That was like 7,500 people.
You know, it's funny. I kind of want to do it one day
for
some event. And for the fair, you have to record yourself and put it on YouTube, right? And then submit it that way. And I'm just like, I want to. It's kind of cool. Every once in a while, I'll be like, oh, say, can you? Like just practicing, and I'm like, I'm practicing the national anthem out in the open. Like,
heck yeah,
it's a banger.
Yeah. The main thing about it is just making sure you start really low.
Oh yeah, and the road is really that's the part that gets me every time. I'm like, I gotta start lower. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You ever see Fergie perform?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, that's like the biggest fear is going rogue on that one.
Dude, she was trying to do vibrato when it wasn't needed. It's just, oh my god.
Oh, then she did that like little.
Yeah. I'm just like,
hey, you know what? She's making more money than me, so.
Oh my god. What was it? Mariah Carey makes like a guaranteed like million or something every Christmas. All I want
just
for
from
Christmas.
The song.
Yeah,
I bet.
Insane. Yeah.
I'll play that song 1,000 times for Christmas. You know what I mean? It's a good one.
So you have your music on iTunes. That means people can purchase it there.
Download it. I don't know if it's free or not. It's just I have the iTunes monthly subscription, so I can download it. It'll be funny
if you like go back and like let's say you do what was it called? Oh man, I'm losing my words. Like it's like a recap, whatever, or a flashback of you like signing up and you forgot to toggle that charge people $2 or something.
Hey, as long as they're listening.
Yeah.
These next 3 are going to be like, pretty.
Yeah.
They're more thought out and they're going to be pretty important. The one on there on the 5 that I put out was a song that I wrote for my girlfriend, and that one was really important to me. So I'm redoing that one.
Okay.
And then I've got a couple more. I've got 3 more on top of that. So it's going to be another EP. It'll be 4 songs or less. Maybe even just do singles and put them out. Every month or so.
Okay.
But there'll be a lot more done to it. So if these ones nobody's buying them, I'm hoping I'll make sure to check that box.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm trying to figure out with like the analytics of things, like how many people are listening, how many are downloading. It helps to kind of gauge where you're at and stuff. But so what's one of your ultimate favorite songs to sing?
Like cover wise,
one of your go-to, yeah.
I do a lot of Chris Stapleton, which I need to stop doing so many of his songs because I do like what you do. Is I'll try to I'm people at work think I'm nuts because like I'll just like I do the Stitch voice all week this week because I just went and saw the movie, so I'm like walking around like how and but I do the same thing, so I'll kind of catch myself sounding like Chris Stapleton, and so people every time I play it they're like you sound just like him, and I'm like I don't want to be that guy.
So who do you switch up with to kind of like get yourself away from that?
I do a lot of Eric Church and Cody Johnson. Okay. I do some Morgan Wallen and a lot of Chris Stapleton. So yeah, I do it to myself, but
no, I remember I don't think I'm as much into country that I'm not into country as much, but I remember a song when I was like in high school and I was like, oh, it's a good song. And I can't forget it. Brad Paisley, Whiskey Lullaby.
Always a good one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he played at the fair and they were like telling people, hey, come in. And we're like, we didn't buy tickets. They're like, no, we're trying to fill the stands. And
oh, really?
It wasn't full. Like, I guess not a lot of people bought tickets. And
that's crazy.
I was like, he's amazing.
Yeah.
But I guess he only played for like 35, 40 minutes and then just took off.
He's like, well, this place isn't packed. So
I don't know. I mean, he's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah, that song is, it's kind of sad, but I mean, what country song isn't sad,
Yeah, dog got run over by the car and wife left, and
you got a flat tire. I remember seeing on TikTok, there's this guy who put in prompts to AI and it created songs.
Oh my God,
the Dr. Pepper one, the going poop one. Oh my God!
There's some pretty bad ones too in there, like some
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like,
I'm not gonna repeat any of those.
Put it in the butt and or something like that. And I'm like, oh my God! And the guy's just like the whole time behind the music. You just hear him go ha ha because he's fucking hysterical. Like this is actually happening.
Yeah, it's crazy what I can do. Like we were saying earlier, just chat GPT. It's you can do whatever you want.
Dude, I feel like I'm cheating in life. Like with ChatGPT right now. There's so like business wise, just emails, quotes, estimates for like doing podcasting stuff. I'm just like, I sound so much professional than I really am. But I do it enough to where like when I actually talk in person about this stuff, I actually kind of mimic.
Like you're reading it off of.
Because I've done so many. I'm just like, yeah, of course, we'll look at the end of the quarter and
yeah. Even like I said, I use them for reports at work, and my reports have gotten so much better to the point where I haven't even had to use it. Where I'm not like just going, like you can't be like, hey, write me a report about an individual doing this and that. But I would write my full, report out,
and you're kind of learning how it's doing it, and
then I'd copy and refine it, and I'd say, help me make this more professional, and then it would come out, and I'm like, holy crap, and now it's at the point where like my typing still sucks. I'm like.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing.
But it sounds good.
Yeah, typing text, voice to text is lifesaver for sure. But I remember from middle school to high school, I wanted to do French, intro to French. They didn't give me intro to French. They didn't even give me choir. That was my first one. Choir was the first one. Second one was intro to French. They put me intro to computers. But I was able to learn how to type really, really, really quickly on that one. And ever since, like Like the other day with my wife, I was like working on the computer and she starts asking me questions and I start like answering. Yeah, so no, I don't think we have to do that tomorrow. It's like, are you fucking typing while you're not? She's like, I'm like, yeah. She goes, that's kind of hot. Like, and I'm like, I know. Should I keep doing it? It's like,
well, that's not the only thing his fingers can do.
I look back. Oh, they're all wrong. It's just
FJ.
when I was at the theater, I quit the theater. But when I was at the theater, I would like, all right, let me help you. Let me figure it out. And I do like a quick like keyboard tap. All right, I'm in. Like out of a movie.
Heck yeah.
Like I'm hacking.
Like, yeah, you're a hacker. That's how they all are. Every single one of them. It's like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'm in.
I broke through the firewall. Like, all right.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So, speaking of pretending and like faking it till you make it, have you ever seen those movies where the guitarist is playing guitar, but like those aren't the notes, like where his hand is? You're like, that is messed up. Like the movie Coco. Some guy was actually reviewing where his hand placement is,
and it was right
for the most part.
That's cool.
There was a couple of them that was like, oh, that's not right. But for the most part, like they paid attention to that. So does that bug you when you see that on a movie or a TV show?
Yeah, no. I mean, like I'm not August the best.
Rush.
I mean, what was the two guys' names back in like the 80s that their entire thing was they were playing with neither of them were playing the guitar, and it was two guys and they both played guitar, but they didn't actually know how to play, and they made their whole living off of
in real life.
Yeah. It was two guys. Somebody's gonna know.
Yeah. ChatGPT.
But it was two guys that would play guitar, and they didn't actually play. So they looked like they were hooked up and everything.
Yeah. Oh,
nobody played.
Yeah,
it was just two guys.
I think there's a documentary coming out on them.
Probably.
Yeah.
We're running out of things.
They were really like fashion driven too.
Mm-hmm. They looked and played the part. They were like metals.
Yeah.
Like a rock. I don't know if they were, how heavy they were, but
yeah.
But yeah, no, they did it.
They made it.
You know, and I remember, it doesn't make me mad. I remember I loved Back to the Future when I was a kid because he jumps on the stage and he plays that. And so I remember being a kid. Yeah. I remember being a kid. And I'm like, he's not actually playing that. And then and then somebody recorded a TikTok that I saw a few years back, and it was like, this is what it would be sounding like if he played it.
It's like,
but not that long ago, I actually watched a clip and it had Michael J. Fox, and he's like, no, I learned that part for that song, and he actually plays guitar. He played it. That was him in the movie.
Interesting.
So I think certain parts, I don't know about all of it, like maybe not when he just went nuts on the solo, but he knew like that.
He knew that part. Mm-hmm. No, I remember watching August Rush, and I like music in general. So like the cello player hooked up with the rock star. He didn't know that a kid. He ends up in the foster care. He knows how to play chords like automatically, and he follows the music in the world and ends up finding them both together. Happy ending, whatever. But you remember the part where he was like strumming the guitar and then like slapping it at the same time? You can see like their man hands. They're not his hands when they zoomed in. And a friend of mine who was also in choir, he's like, yeah, there's no way he can be like, it's a love story. Come on.
They didn't hire him for his music skills.
No, they didn't. I always thought it was funny, but I didn't realize Michael J. Fox to learn that. It's crazy what people do to kind of fit the bill.
Yeah.
You know, what they will learn. Like the guy who played in Second Terminator, the Liquid Terminator, he literally taught himself how to shoot without blinking. So as he's running, like very robotic, and even as he's shooting, you can see he's not blinking. Anybody else would naturally blink a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. 100%. I shoot all the time, even when even if it's like a jam or a dry fire.
Yeah.
Just that one little.
Yeah, it's crazy, and but method acting and all that stuff, and then you guys start going down that road. But yeah, so I mean, what else do you want the people to know about you, man? I'm happy you're here. I believe in you, and anything I can do to help, of course. But what do you want the people to know about you? What's the secret that they don't know yet? You're wearing a Try This Family hat.
So
it's a small world, huh?
Gotta do a shout out for that. Edward and Melissa are like family to me. They've been there since the beginning, supporting and going to the shows. I met a bunch of really good friends after my divorce. Kind of helped me get through all of it. And especially in the beginning when I was playing 2-3 shows a weekend.
Yeah.
And, I'd have my buddy Brian and his kids, and Taylor and Megan and their kids, and my neighbors Nick and Natasha and their 3 daughters, and then Edward and Melissa, and all these great people that just were like not only coming to support me, but were always there like checking on my kids too, which is the main thing. Because if I didn't know what my kids were doing, I wouldn't go.
Yeah.
Like that was really important to me. And that helped out a lot because, divorce, you lose some friends. Like I had some friends even after divorce that they were around for a while.
Yeah.
And, they were like family, see them every weekend. And then, slowly it's like
one by one,
they got to pick a side for some reason. And then now you get the text every once in a while. It's like, oh, hey, hope you're well. And it's like, cool. Yeah, no, don't worry. You don't need to invite me to any more get-togethers or act like you like me anymore. Don't worry. But Edward and Melissa, they've been awesome. So he gives me the hats, and then I wear them.
Promote his business because they just opened, right? Or they've been working at it for a while, but officially
he's been busting his ass to get to this point. So he's finally at the point now where it's like he's got the brand, and he's going full speed. And I mean that guy already works hard. I mean he works all week long with San Miguel Fire. Always on call. That guy's radio's always going off. Anytime there's a fire, he's like, I'm probably getting called. And then you hear that beep and he's like, I'm out. Yeah. And then he comes back and it's like, all right, I got to go and check on, this zone and go check on these cattle. And then comes back and then he's working on the hats. And then, he's always checking in and making sure everybody's fine. And then they're coming to shows and it's just, they're amazing people. And
it's funny. I created the podcast to like highlight people like that. Right. And I told Edward, was like, hey, come on the show. Like, it's like, oh man, I get shy or whatever. And I'm like, I never thought he was shy ever. Cause he's a character, And I'm like, dude, come on the show. And he also wants to like sponsor. So I got to talk to him about that details. But it's crazy how small of a world that it really is when you think about it, especially Paso, San Miguel, Templeton area. Like,
it is intimidating. I mean, like, I feel like I'm just rambling right now because I've never done this. So I feel like I'm just like, shut up.
Well, that's the thing is like we're having a conversation. That's pretty much what I want to document. It's like every time I say interview, I just see people like start tensing up. Like, oh my God, they're going to ask me things, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to answer. Like, or people ask me for a script ahead of time. I'm like, I don't have a script. I just ask like, who are you? What do you do? And then we go from there. Everything else is going to be my sheer curiosity or what you want to share. Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate you having me, man. I was nervous. I was going to ask you like, hey, what are you going to ask me?
Yeah.
But I was like, whatever. I'll just wing it. And it's been fun. I was like, sit back on the couch and make sure that you look relaxed.
It's bugging the hell out of me that this thing is still glitching. Like the video's like every once in a while.
You can hear me doing that?
No.
Or you're just talking about the video?
Like, because I keep like looking off to the side and I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see my dead eye. My dead eye now too.
That's funny. Well, thanks, man, for coming in. I think we should try to convince Eddie to come in with you.
Yeah, I'd be down to do this again. Yeah, I appreciate you having me. I just I want to get out there and
next time we can bring your if you have a plug-in guitar, it takes you can plug in a
little jack over there.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Just look out for more music, and I'll have some of those recorded on the 25th.
Sweet.
So hopefully by the following month they'll be ready to be out there, and then I don't know. I feel like this might be the year that something happens. So if it can work,
if it does, I'm gonna selfishly say it's because of the podcast.
That's right. Hey, you know what?
This was the catalyst.
I'm about it. Yeah. That's what we do. We just help each other out.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me.